Welcome, 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 all my chicken people that are watching this a little bit later. Tune in now. Forever hold your peace. There was a bunch of people that said to turn it this way. Nope, it won't let me. It says I'm already locked in this way. Hello, Carolina. I guess you can start feeding them. Get the sunset in here. Hopefully a few more people join in here. What's up, Roger, Teresa? Howdy, everybody. We're out here live with the Longhorns tonight. Thought we'd show these ladies to you and feed them a little bit. Let Lucy bully everybody. What's up, Jimmy from Oklahoma? Beautiful sunset out here. Earl, the ticks aren't too bad, but the mosquitoes are terrible. So we doused ourselves with bug spray. We got standing water everywhere out here, so the flies are bad, the mosquitoes are bad. Howdy, Patrick from Texas. Oh, Caitlin's on the phone over there. Howdy from New Mexico, Chance. What kind of cows do you have, Chance? If you're out there feeding them, hopefully you don't have any boring black cows, because these are way cooler than black cows. But say hello if you're joining in. Say where you're from. It's always interesting to see where everybody's from that's watching our videos.
Right, yeah.
You can run, but you can't hide. Come here, Reba. They just want to squirt you with some fly spray. Oh yeah. Gotcha. No more flies for Reba. For your own good.
Reba.
Get your horns.
Reba.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Puppy.
Manitoba, Earl. Phillipsburg, Missouri, Mary. Yep, I knew Chance just had some boring black cows. What'd you get rid of the Longhorns for? They're the best ones. Right now, Longhorns are actually bringing worth some money since they closed the Mexican border. That's where Mexico used to. We get a lot of our roping. The U.S. gets a lot of their ropers from Mexico, and since they shut down the Mexican border for cattle, the price of American Longhorns, or pretty much any cow with horns or calf with horns, are pretty much worth substantially more now, since no more Mexican Longhorns. It's all American Longhorns now. Take it, sweetie. Don't fight it. Let me get your horns. Good job. Let me get your legs. Almost done. Let me get your legs where the flies are getting you. Alright, almost out of fly spray anyway. Alright, you can go back to eating treats. That's old sweetie girl.
Where is your camera?
Currently right there.
Here, sweetie. Sweetie. Puppy. Hey.
The sprayer is
Animal.
what do I have in here? Permethrin, 13% permethrin with water. I ought to be spraying myself. Cows aren't big fans of being sprayed, so we really only get to get some of them that are the oldest that know the drill. But over that black tub there is an Altisold tub with garlic. The garlic's supposed to help with the flies. And really they only have about 40 or 50 flies on them. So this time of year, 40 or 50 flies really isn't too bad. We got 31 people joining us, hanging out with the cows.
Apparently this isn't the time.
Oh, we just got on. Coming at you, Autumn. Just kidding. I need more juice. Gotcha. Autumn's not a big fan of the... Here comes Lucy. Full speed ahead.
Reba!
And Reba's our most friendly cow. This is why you get Longhorns, because they're friendly.
Slow down, Reba.
Done spraying. You guys can all come back now. Here comes the heifer gang, coming up from the old stock tank. This is Tuffy. This is Jane. Just a Jane. She's fun. And we have Miss May up here, May West. And then of course, Lucy's kind of the grouch. And we have Marley coming up on the back here. She's our black and white cow. That was Caitlin's anniversary / Valentine's Day present. But they're all registered Texas Longhorns. Miss May looks like a buffalo, don't you, Miss May? I always call her a buffalo cow. She's gonna be a pretty cow. They're all 3 heifers. Those 3 haven't been bred yet. They'll get bred next year or this winter, hopefully. Reba, she's last year's summer calf from Lucy. So she's really starting to brindle up quite a bit. If you can see that color, she's really gonna be pretty. Her dad was a nice brindle. Tuffy back there, her brown there in her chest will turn brindle as well. When she's wet, she's really brindle. But the 3 cows, Lucy, Sweetie, Sweetie's the black and white one there, and June. You can see how wide June is there. They should all have a calf in them to be born here in the next couple months, hopefully. We currently rented a bull for these cows. The guy I bought Lucy from, he had a really nice brindle bull named Harry, Dirty Harry, and we rented him over the winter, October, November, and December. We had him to breed our 3 cows, and probably in the next couple of years, we're probably gonna try to own a bull, since we're probably gonna sell everything. If we have 10 cows, we'll probably just plan on selling every calf we have unless we get something special. Problem is, if you get something special, then if you own the bull, then you got to sell the bull because you can't breed your dad back to the daughter. So right now, since we only have a couple cows to breed, it's just cheaper to rent a bull, let somebody else own it most of the year, and other than that, we may in future like rent a Charolais bull or an Angus bull and put them on there, and that way the calves are worth more. But we've been pretty fortunate with these ladies. They're easy keepers. If you guys got any questions about cows or chickens or anything about our farm, just comment down below. I'll try to read them here now that we're not trying to get busy, or we're not busy in the brooder room. We got somebody from Morocco on here. Thanks for joining. Yeah, Longhorns and Highland cows aren't fun to process. The downside is they actually hold a lot more value if you process them to us, just because you have a value in the hide, you have a value in the horns, and then you have a value in the meat. And all of that combined is about the same amount of value as like an Angus, pound for pound. And a lot of people like Longhorn meat because it's a very lean meat, kind of like buffalo. So it's a high protein, low cholesterol meat. So a lot of people that are health conscious or want to not eat a lot of fat will eat buffalo and Longhorn. And people that like lean, healthy meat will pay more for it. So really, if you sell it by the cut and if you're in the right location, you can actually sell your Longhorn meat for more than Angus meat, which is kind of crazy because they're a cheaper cow. But I think they're a lot more fun. Man, you get some real whack jobs on a live at 8 o'clock. What's up, Tommy? We're here in central Kansas. Got 72 people watching. This is what we do every evening before dark. Come out here and see the cows, feed them. Hello, farm life on Grumbles. We've never butchered one yet, but we had a steer born last summer, and we sold him a couple months ago. We didn't keep him to finish him out or anything. You almost get too attached to him to run him to 24 months to butcher. So we'd almost rather see him. If the person we're selling the steer to or the bull to is going to butcher him, then we'll just keep him, I guess. We'd like to find somebody that would keep him as a pet or a breeder bull or something. But most of the heifers out of this round we'll probably keep since we rented the bull. And then we'll probably look at owning our own bull. We have a couple in mind. Farm life on Grumble from Ontario, Canada. Eh? We love Canadians. Why do they have Longhorns? Sean asked.
They're Longhorns.
Because they're Longhorns. Literally Texas Longhorns. Southeast Pennsylvania.
Reba, come over here.
Are you out of treats?
Yeah.
Once you run out of treats, you pretty much lose their attention. Yes, they have giant weapons on top of their heads, but they're actually pretty chill. They don't necessarily like to be pet.
Except for Reba.
Reba puts up with it just because we feed them a lot, but she would rather have treats.
I don't have my no treats. They're all gone.
The horns, they don't. The only time Lucy's the one that uses her horns more than anybody. She, if you have a scoop of treats in your range cubes in your hand and you're not giving them to her, she'll take the tip of her horn and hit your scoop. But they've never used them toward us. We can get in the pen with them and walk around with them, and they don't ever come towards us. Man, you guys are worthless in the comments down here. I've never been caught in the eye by a longhorn. Caitlin got hooked in the armpit one time.
Yeah.
But they'll use their horns to fight each other off.
Like aggressive.
Not aggressively, just to kind of push each other out of the way. None of them have ever like stuck another cow or anything. That's one thing nice about longhorns is you don't have to worry about coyotes or predators because, I mean, they're built with weapons on top of their heads. So hardly ever have to deal with losing a calf to coyotes or anything. That's one good thing about longhorns is they're easy calvers. Since they're a small calf, they come out easy and never really have to assist. We haven't had to assist one yet, and most people usually don't.
You can really tell Sweet's pregnant from that ending.
Somebody asked, Christian, what's better, Leghorn or Rhode Island Red? Probably a Rhode Island Red. They seem to be a little hardier, bigger weighted bird, less flighty. Leghorns are real flighty. Thanks, Ken. Thanks for watching. Dan the Man asked what kind of breed we have. These are registered Texas Longhorns. And we're not raising them for processing. We're just kind of raising them for pasture management and for pets, really. Reba wants to be the center of attention. Whenever we have calves out of our cows, we usually let you guys in the comments help name them. So start thinking of names for hopefully three calves this summer. But we usually, we haven't eaten our longhorns yet. They're all just pets. D. Warren, what's up? Sean asked if we get a lot of coyotes. We have a ton of coyotes out here. We're in central western Kansas. There's coyotes everywhere out here. We hear them every night. If it snows, their tracks are everywhere. But we have a lot of coyotes. That's our main predator. A lot of people ask, like, what do we do for predator control? To kind of give you an idea, there's a clump of trees. That's a mile away, those trees are. That clump of trees is a half mile away, and that's just a clump of trees. That's our whole 5-acre farm inside that clump of trees. That's about a 2-acre clump of trees. All those trees over there are just clumps of trees in the middle of fields. That's a shelter belt. But we don't have any creek systems around us, so we don't get coons and foxes like a lot of people do. Coyotes are our main problem, and they are pretty lazy and they don't work too hard to get chickens or anything. Occasionally we'll get a coon that ventures up here. We're probably 6 to 8, 10 miles from the nearest moving creek water. That's probably a dried up creek. We're probably 10 miles from the closest creek, river that actually has standing water in it all the time. So we don't have a ton of coons and stuff. There are prairie coons that live out here, but we don't deal with them much. Sharon said we're living the true life, enjoying nature. Absolutely, we love it out here. Quiet, peaceful. You get to come out here and listen to the cows, eat grass. A couple oil pump jacks in the background. No traffic, no horns honking, no sirens, no neighbors. Our closest neighbor is about a half-mile away. Our next closest is probably 2 miles away, and they're all great people. It's peaceful out here. What's up from Fort Worth? Caitlin's still over here trying to get a picture, and all she gets is Reba's face, which is pretty typical for trying to get cow pictures.
Reba.
Christian said he loves the incubator videos. We like making them. Thanks for watching them. Ken asked what color of the bull that was brindle calf belonged to. The bull that Reba came out of was a white with brindle spots, similar to Tuffy. That's May. Tuffy back there. The bull kind of looked like Tuffy. His name was Fire King. He had a problem of staying inside fences, so he didn't get to be a cow much longer. He got turned into burger. Not by me, by the guy that owned him. But Lucy's a gorgeous color. She's one of our favorite colored cows. So we're hoping she should have another brindle calf, just like Reba this year, because the bull we bred was 100% brindle.
I'll find a picture here.
Yeah, we'll get you a picture of Harry here. What's up, Jenna? Guys, there's grass everywhere. But this grass right here is the best grass. So that's Harry. That was the bull that is bred to our 3 cows right now. Give a side profile of him.
Look at that sunset.
So that was the bull that we had for the last 3 months, or the 3 months in the winter. So he hopefully bred Lucy here, which is this cow, and Sweetie. She's our oldest. She's going on 9. And then June back here is 4 or 5. June is a daughter to Sweetie. So those are the only 3 cows we have bred right now. All the other heifers out here are too young. So hopefully they're all over a year and a half old now.
Autumn will be a year in August.
Yeah, Autumn's our youngest right here. She came out of Sweetie. She's a year old now.
Will be in August.
Will be a year old. She'll be the only cow that won't be old enough to breed this winter. Ain't that right, Autumn? Well, Reba wants to know what you're feeding. You're feeding fingers.
I don't have it.
Sean asked if we watch Longhorn Lesters. We have in the past. There's a couple other Longhorn channels that we've watched. I don't know. They just haven't been interesting enough for me to continue watching them. Not that they're not interesting. There's only so much you can do with cows when you only have a couple of them. But no, most of the stuff we watch on YouTube is homesteading content. That changes daily.
Lucy's being moved. They're just trimming the fence line for you.
Yeah, they do a good job of keeping the grass low underneath the hot wire fence so that it doesn't ground out for us. But Russell asked what state. We're in Kansas, south central Kansas. That's why we have some of the best sunsets here in Kansas, as you can see. And this is just another day. Like, we didn't come out here to film just because of the sunset. We came out here just to do some live video for you guys, something other than the brooder room. Ain't that right, Lucy? Yeah. You guys couldn't see, but I was trying to grab Lucy's horn. Yeah, come here.
Oh, there's a deer right there.
Grr.
You see that?
Yeah. See, they're friendly. Grab their horn. They don't like it as much as I like it, but it's just bone that they grow. It just keeps growing. We got her last year with her calf Reba, and she's grown almost twice. She's grown almost twice as big since we've had her in a year. But we have really good pastures, and they always have access to good mineral, Purina, and that seems to help with horn growth. We're not chasing 100-inch tip to tip like a lot of people are. There's a ton of people chasing horn. We're chasing more color. We're chasing more color and personality than we are horn. What do you think, Ms. May?
Can you see Reba? I mean, Lucy back here.
So that's, like I said, you got a picture?
Yeah.
So there's Lucy a year ago, and you can see how much bigger she's gotten. Lucy! Hey, Reba!
Lucy.
Reba! Yeah, we talk to them like dogs, even though they don't pay attention. But you can see she's probably grown almost a foot on each side. So I bet she's grown 24 inches tip to tip in a year.
Lucy. Be nice.
But
Kiddo.
let me get caught up here. Sean's tuning in from London, England. Wow, that's impressive. A. Jones from rural Oklahoma. What do you think?
This was Reba.
So there's Lucy. You can see her full spread now.
This was Reba when we brought her home.
Yeah, she was just a brown cow when we brought her home.
With little nubs.
Reba's mom is, Ken asked how old is Reba's mom. This is Lucy, which is Reba's mom. She was 2 last year, so she'd be 3 this year. So hopefully she has her second calf in her. She's looking a little plump there. Hopefully.
She's just a taller, thinner
She's
cow.
taller cow and thinner cow compared to our other 2. There's Dan's dealing with Hispanics down there in Texas. We got plenty of them here too, so don't come to Kansas thinking you're getting away from them. But we got them, especially in western Kansas where all the meat packing plants are. All right. Lucy said they all look very healthy. They got plenty of grass over here, and when they're done here, we're gonna move them over to here. And we got a whole nother pasture over there they haven't been on since the winter. But we got 10 cows, or really 3 cows and 7 heifers in here in about 15-acre pasture. And the grass is growing faster than they can really eat it. So they got plenty of grass this time of year, especially we've gotten probably, I don't know, 15 inches of rain this spring. So they are very happy and healthy. Country View Acres, what's up? From Wisconsin. One of you said the cows love brushes. They do, but these guys aren't all lovey-dovey. They want treats, not brushing. Hello from Florida. Glenn from Mississippi, what's up? Larry watching from California. Adam said we got an awesome skyline, which we do. I keep moving the camera to show you cows, but really the sunset here is why we love being out here. Grayson, what's up? Julia from Indiana, how's it going? You got any questions about these ladies? Rudy, y'all, I don't even know how to pronounce your name. From England, what's up? Again, if you're tuning in, if you're new, we're just out here hanging out with cows, answering questions. If you got questions about cows, pigs, chickens. Somebody asked how much for a calf. Calves range from about $1,000 to our calves range from about $1,000 to $2,000 a calf when they're weaned at 6 months. You get in, that's your mother. This is why we can't have nice things. If you, we don't have the high-end bloodlines, but there's cows that sell for $500,000, Longhorns. So, just not our bloodlines. What's up from Montana? Casey from Montana. Yeah, Eric said make sure everybody subscribes. I need to mention that more in my video. I know there's my average aged person that watches our videos is like 60 to 70 years old. Not everybody, but that's kind of the average age. And I guess there's a lot of people that watch YouTube think it costs money to subscribe to somebody's channel, which it doesn't. All subscribing does is allow their videos to pop up in your algorithm more. So it does help us a bunch to have subscribers and to get our videos into your news feeds. So it does help us a lot to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, it's free. So Navid asked if we this is downside about horns. They just get, that's why we use hot wire, because they just snatch up the hot wire with their horns. But somebody asked if we have horses. No, we don't have horses. We never plan to have horses. Never want horses. I just don't want to spend a bunch of money on something I don't have any use for. Caitlin wants a donkey. A mini donkey.
They're so cute.
What's up, Christy?
I always tell him I need a donkey to be out here to protect the cows. And then he just tells me they have weapons on their head. Why do we need a donkey?
Why do we need a donkey to protect cows that have freaking 4-foot horns on them?
So someday I'm just going to buy a donkey and bring it home.
Christy said she got chickens because of us. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. For a good influence or a bad influence.
Watch out, chicken math is real.
Yep. Prepare to get more. How do you get a guinea to stop sitting on chicken eggs? Well,
Never had that problem.
take the eggs out from underneath her every single day. That's about the only way. Or just let them hatch them out for you. If you can spend more time trying to keep a chicken from being broody than it takes for a chicken to hatch chicks. So sometimes it's almost easier just to let your chicken hatch the chicks. In 21 days, you're gonna have chicks. You can always take the chicks from her and put them in a brooder and raise them if you don't want the mother to raise them. Survivability goes up if you raise them in a brooder, but yeah, if you want your chicken to stop going, or you want your guinea to stop going broody. Guineas are more wild than chickens, so you gotta remember turkeys and guineas have more of a broody instinct than chickens do. Christy said she got chickens because of us, but now she has 46 chickens.
Chicken man, it's real.
What's up, Jessica? Ken, thanks for watching. Adam, thanks for subscribing. Larry wants to know if we can do a pheasant video. We're working on, we got some pheasant content hopefully this summer. We gotta build a big new exotic pheasant pen. So that'll be some content for you guys. We're trying to get past these next couple, this week really. We had Butcher Day, we had our big outdoor vintage market that we had Saturday. And then we were taking pigs to the butcher pretty much every night these last 3 days. So I've already hauled pigs to the butcher today. We're hauling pigs to the butcher tomorrow. So we need to get through this week. It's supposed to be hot this week too, so I'm not sure how much I want to set telephone poles and make a pheasant pen. I think I have most of the material to do it, but there is pheasant content coming. Thanks for subscribing, Mark. Yeah, this is our favorite cow, Reba. I should say our favorite. She's our friendliest.
We've had her since she was little.
Glenn said donkeys are good livestock protectors. They are. Llamas, donkeys, geese, guard dogs, all those things are great protectors. But our cows have, like I said, weapons on top of them. So they can fend for themselves. We don't really need a livestock. Like Christy said, Caitlin's already the workhorse. Exactly, I don't need a horse. I got Caitlin, she carries my weight. Other than guinea fowl and turkeys, what kind of poultry do we have? We have a ton of chickens. We have 2 breeds of ducks. We have 2 breeds of geese, barheads and Sebastopools. And now we have the Toulouses for guard geese, I guess. We have button quail, Coturnix quail, yellow golden pheasants, Lady Amherst pheasants, ringneck pheasants, a few. 12 different breeds of chickens that we hatch from.
That's all for poultry.
That's about it for poultry. Then we have pigs. American guinea hogs, what pigs we raise. Angel says she bought 10 and still wants more. 10 cows or 10 chickens. Either way, just get more.
10 chickens.
I don't know what's up with this guy. Some people, I swear. Earl asked for a cheap 9-egg incubator. You guys are gonna have to keep watching because we have 2 10-egg incubators in the house right now doing a test run. And one's an Amazon, one's a Temu one. So they're the top rated incubators on Amazon and the top rated incubator on Temu. So they're going head to head. We're working on that video now. So here in probably another week and a half, 2 weeks, we'll have that video for you guys. Lucy asked, time for an auction. It's coming up, end of the month. Unless we're gonna auction off one of these guys. Ken asked we fix the egg beater van thing.
No.
Like I said, we had to get through this week, and then I think I have somebody that'll help me get the brakes on, and then once I get the brakes on, then I can actually take it to a mechanic, let them run through the engine, make sure everything's good to go before I start dumping a bunch of money into it. I need new tires, new wrap job, I need to get it detailed.
A new vehicle.
Caitlin just says throw it away. We're very busy people, I promise.
Burn it.
No. If you want to see it get like blown up with dynamite, get us to like 100,000 subs in the next week and I'll just blow it up. If we get 100,000 subs, then I'll be making enough money to just buy a new van. I don't know if cows like music, but Caitlin can start singing to them. Glenn said he's going to start getting some pheasants. Don't get pheasants unless you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
They're not chickens. William said his cow's having a calf right now. What's up, May? Kind of blocking the sunset here for you guys.
Not bad.
Not you, me.
Extra wide.
Christy asked if we have issues with snakes. Gopher snakes are our biggest problem. Or bull snakes. Bull snakes are the term that normal people use. They're actually gopher snakes. Yeah, they'll get like 6 foot long and they eat our eggs. And I don't put up with that. So if I ever find a snake, I don't put up with them. Eddie Family Farms, what's up, Brandon? You want to see somebody that doesn't like snakes, go watch his channel. That dude will blow a hole in his roof of his house if there's a snake in it. Damn near watched him do it. He asked what kind of pigs do we have. We have American guinea hogs, which are a lard hog or a heritage hog. They have, like the ones I took to the butcher last week, they were hanging weight was around 200 to 250 pounds, and about 50 of that's going to be lard. So they're going to have a lot of fat on them, about a 4-inch fat cap. But if you know anything about meat, your flavor comes from your fat. So everybody likes their marbled black Angus steak, but for some reason they keep buying lean, nasty pork. Buy yourself a heritage hog. Nice fatty pork. Bacon is unbelievable too. I haven't named the egg van yet. I need to go back through the comments, figure out which one we picked. We looked at them again the other night. They were pretty funny. The egg beater, rooster cogburn, brownies. Yeah, those things were nasty. Country View Acre says dairy cows like music. Well, we ain't milking these ladies, so. Ty says he hates snakes. I don't mind snakes, like I'm not scared of them unless they're rattlesnakes. Like we go down to South Texas and they got diamondbacks and I just carry a pistol with me all the time down there, but we don't have any snakes around here that could kill us. We do have some prairie rattlers and some Massasaugas farther north, prairie rattlers farther west. We're kind of in a spot where we don't have poisonous snakes. We really don't have it too bad for spiders either. We have brown recluses, a few black widows. That's about it. But we're pretty fortunate. We don't have alligators or crocodiles, which is thankful. We got mosquitoes.
Yeah. Lots of them.
But snakes aren't the worst thing. Yeah, snakes are, I don't got nothing against snakes as long as they're not here. Now I have a biology background in wildlife biology and I guide pheasant hunts for a living outside of the farm. and snakes kill or eat a lot of eggs. So if they come across a clutch of quail eggs or pheasant eggs, they will consume the whole clutch, a 6-foot snake. So everybody's like, well, they eat mice. Yeah, well, they eat eggs too. And when I'm running a business that sells chicks and chickens, and every chick I hatch is worth anywhere from $7 to $15 or $7 to $30. If they're eating those eggs, that's $7 to $15 or $30 per egg they're eating. So I can't, that's money down the drain. If a snake will come and eat, 10 eggs a week times, let's just say you got into our Indio Gante pen at $30 a chick, that's $300 a week I'm losing to one snake. So yeah, snakes, I don't put up with them. Ty asked what our favorite chicken was. Gotta go watch our top 5 favorite chicken breeds to see that. Caitlin likes the Australorps, I like the Faverolles. We have, Grayson asked how many cows we have. We have 3 cows and 7 heifers. They'll turn into cows once they have their first baby. But they're all females. What's up from Minnesota? TW. Hello from Northeast Oklahoma. Let's trade paint. Interesting name. Yager's Farm from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. It's up there in Northeast Oklahoma. I know right where that is. Just south of like Ark City, Winfield, somewhere in there. Yeah, we're one farm away from being a jungle. You ought to see it some days when I'm not carrying a camera around. Or when the pigs get out, then we look like real cowboys. Sometimes I wish I had a horse. The pigs get out. We're just a bunch of freaking idiots chasing them around. What's up, Melissa from Texas? Christy from South Carolina. Eric said snakes make good belts. I got 3 or 4 rattlesnake skins I've tanned out and I need to do something with. They use our mosquitoes for life flight. I believe that. Down there in Mississippi. I heard they're twice as big up in Alaska this time of year. We've been to Alaska, but luckily it was still cold enough the mosquitoes weren't out, but I heard they were freaking jumbos up there. Everything's bigger in Alaska. Australorps and light Brahmas, great chickens. Buff Orpingtons. A lot of people in my top 5 chicken breed videos were not happy that I didn't put Orpingtons in there. We've raised Lavender English Orpingtons, Buff Orpingtons, Jubilee Orpingtons. We've tried all those breeds. They're just a super thin, skinny bird. They just have a lot of fluff to them. They don't have a lot of meat. So they just, they're not a good dual purpose bird. And they just, if they ever got sick, they died really fast. They never tried to live once they got sick. Most good heritage breeds, give them a little medicine, take good care of them. They can come back from being sick. Orpingtons, just never a fan of them. We don't do a whole lot of, Ty asked if we do English game bantams. We don't do a whole lot of bantams or Old English. Yeah, as for bantams, we do Seramas, Millies, Silkies, but not Old English. They just don't sell well. And when you're running a business, you got to sell what sells. And Old English just aren't for us. Ken said Orpingtons make good pets. I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm just saying that they're just not the chicken for us. Our pigs, our feeder pig, our breeder pigs, they'll come to a bucket of feed if they get out. That's not the problem. It's our feeder pigs. They're on feed full time, not daily feed. So they get access to feed for the 12 months we have them. So having a bucket of food doesn't entice them. We just kind of gotta, they're not skittish by any means. We can just kind of walk around and push them and herd them back where we want them to go. They're not food driven like our sows are. Christy asked what Caitlin's favorite thing about the farm is.
Oh, I get an answer.
Yeah, I let Caitlin start answering all these.
I don't know. I love being in the country, but I like all the animals. They're just fun to have. I grew up in the country. I had chickens growing up. I was in 4-H. I had rabbits for a little bit, not long. So yeah, just being out in the country has always been something that we wanted, and I, drive home and it feels like home. So that's the best thing. If I didn't have to work in town, I would just stay home all the time, hang out with all the animals. I love the chickens. I love the pigs. I really enjoy the cows. It's just a wide variety of animals, and they're all unique in their own way. So it's fun. It doesn't feel like work, even though it is a lot of work for the two of us. We really enjoy it. So, I mean, they say whenever you find something you really enjoy, then keep doing it. So here we are.
Here we are.
Keep doing it.
Just keep getting more animals.
Yeah.
Ty asked what we'd price English game chickens. It all depends on, there's like several different colors. Whatever's hot sells better, obviously. But at auction, they don't bring, chicks don't bring but a couple bucks a piece. As they get older, where our auction place is, there's a lot of Amish people. So I found that Old English Bantams, a lot of Amish raise those. So they do bring higher prices as adult birds and breeding trios. When I say more, they bring like 20 to 30 bucks a piece, but they have to be in like hens and trios, laying hens and trios. So somebody asked if we had any daughters. We don't have any kids.
We don't have kids. I wanted Scottish Highland cows, but then the more research that we did on them, we realized that here in Kansas they would not be a good fit.
Not where we're at. So if you look out here in the pasture, that's our only tree in this whole pasture.
One tree.
And it's big enough to fit one cow in the shade.
Yeah.
So if you know anything about Highlands, they're covered in hair. So it gets 110 degrees out here.
Yeah.
So not conducive to big burly cows. So Texas Longhorns are made to be raised in South Texas where it gets 120, 130 degrees, and they're like a goat. So they can really live off of anything. I mean, they browse real well. So Longhorns we just didn't want black cows because that's what everybody out here in our neck of the woods raises, Angus and Herefords. And we just wanted something different. We wanted to be different. If we only going to get 10 of them, we wanted 10 of them that all look different. But we ended up getting something that was registered, so it's worth a little bit more. And they are all unique with their hides and their horns. So that's why we went with the Longhorns over the Highlands. Highlands are cute and fluffy, and they're so expensive to get into.
That was the other thing. I didn't want to spend $3,000 on a calf.
Yeah, and everybody sells bottle calves for like $3,000 or $4,000, which is just ripping a calf away from their mom just to sell them for more. Because the older they get, the less they're worth, which is stupid. Which means it's a sketchy market to get into. When your cow gets worth more as it gets older, that's the market I want to get into, not one that's worth less as it gets older. So you can buy a bred Highland cow for like $2,000, or you can buy a bottle calf Highland calf for $4,000. Makes zero sense. So that just tells you that's a fluctuating market, and there's just 2 to 3 people bidding at the time looking for that bottle baby, and it's a volatile market.
Yeah, we're still over here.
Yeah.
Aretha's coming back.
Country View Acre said they have coonies. Coonies and American guinea hogs are very similar. We find coonies are closer to the potbelly than the American guinea hog. American guinea hogs are closer to like red wattles, which are more of a heritage hog. Red wattles are like almost the perfect mix between heritage and feeder. They just get a lot bigger, We started with Mangalistas and American Guinea Hogs. Mangalistas we were not cut out for. They destroyed our trees, they ate the bark, killed all the trees, rooted really bad, and
they had a tendency to be a little bit more aggressive too.
Yeah, they just weren't nice and friendly, and their meat wasn't what everybody cracked them up to be. So American Guinea Hogs, the flavor and those things are just unbelievable. So we stuck with American Guinea Hogs over Kune Kunes. We personally think Kune Kunes are ugly. They're just like little freaking pot-bellies, corn dogs. I don't know. They're cute when they're little.
Their coloring's cool and they're cute when they're little, but when they grow up, they're just like smash.
We don't have black cows. We have black pigs though, which we give them plenty of mud and shade so they don't get too hot.
We had piglets this morning. Oh, here, I'll show
you. Yeah, we did
here.
have piglets this morning. We should make a video. Tomorrow we're gonna make a video with the pigs, so maybe we'll see the piglets in that video. So we had 4 little piglets this morning. One of our American Guinea Hogs had them. They're great mothers, so we're never getting goats. I say that. Caitlin wants goats. I don't want goats.
Never say never. I want goats, but I always tell him I won't get goats until I'm on the farm full time and I can take care of them. I can put up a permanent fence and all that stuff. So I won't punish him with goats until I'm here.
City to Soil said auctions can be a bad place. Buy everything local you can from people you trust.
Yep, for sure.
Auctions, you never know what you're getting at auctions.
Or if you do buy at auctions, like, know who you're buying from.
Yeah, the only stuff we buy at auctions are people we know are consigning them. And there's a lot of people we know what their farms look like, so we obviously don't buy their stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, auctions, you gotta be careful buying.
$1,000 has 6 months. That was the Highland calf bull.
Mr. Obvious, I like his name. Any animals you'd like to raise but just don't make sense business-wise?
Goats.
Goats. Well, I say that. Goats and sheep right now are worth a lot, actually. But the headache for the profit margin isn't there for us. We don't want to build we don't have a whole lot of acreage to fence off for goats without feeding them bales and stuff. We don't want to feed bales. So
if we owned the pasture where we're at right now, instead of just leasing it, then that would be different. We would probably put a permanent fence all the way around and have dorpers or goats or something like that, or a mix of both.
Sheep is probably better for us, hair sheep, but still, I mean, the amount of money we invest in woven wire fence or hot wire fence for sheep is just not worth for us. There's some exotic stuff that we'd like to have, but we'd like to have some pheasants and some ducks that are really exotic and really hard to come by, but you got to have just the right setup for that kind of stuff. And man, if you lose one, I mean, you could lose hundreds and hundreds of dollars just because of one death. Let me try to get caught up here. What's up, David from Texas? Serenity, hello. But anyway, we're down to 81 people. We've been on for an hour. You guys can probably barely see us. I don't know if I can turn this way, you can see me better. But we're gonna head back to the house now that we're covered in bug spray, take a shower, go to bed, repeat the process. We gotta haul 10 pigs to the locker tomorrow, so we'll film that and talk about our pigs a little more in those videos, show you some piglets. That'll be Wednesday's video. Hope you guys liked today's video. But other than that, we love you guys. Don't haggle with your egg supplier. Buy your chicks local. And
we'll see you on the next one.
see, we got her trained. She's getting better. We'll see you guys.